Olá, meu nome é Adriele Salles, sou analista de marketing da Imagem e agora vamos falar um pouco sobre gestão da vegetação. Vamos aproveitar para fazer uma demonstração da solução para gestão de vegetação da CLEARION, o UVM. Ele vai ser apresentado pelo Nathan Binkson, que é gestor de produtos da CLEARION. Mas antes da gente poder falar sobre o UVM, sobre a demonstração e partimos, para então poder fazer a demonstração para vocês, vamos falar sobre os números da CLEARION. A CLEARION ela iniciou as atividades em 2007 e desde então já está presente em 75 empresas ao redor do mundo, com aproximadamente 3.500 usuários utilizando a solução e 1.900 empresas terceirizadas que também fazem uso dela. Nos seus clientes, o uso da solução da UVM, da CLEARION, tem trazido resultados muito positivos. O aumento de 50% da produtividade e uma redução de 25% do trabalho do escritório relacionado com a gestão da vegetação. Legal, né? Mas o que é o CLEARION UVM? A CLEARION atende concessionários de energia elétrica há 14 anos e entende desafios operacionais detalhados do gerenciamento da vegetação de concessionários de energia elétrica. A nova tecnologia que ela desenvolveu permite fazer grandes avanços em sua abordagem e apresentar uma nova ferramenta com funcionalidades completas. Seu objetivo é fornecer uma solução abrangente de ponta a ponta. A CLEARION UVM é uma tecnologia de plataforma cruzada Beyond Azure Runtime, com função rápida e tempo de implantação curto e uma interface muito intuitiva e muito simples de se utilizar. Vamos falar um pouco dos módulos que compõem, então, a solução da CLEARION. A gente tem, primeiramente, o módulo de planejamento, onde você pode planejar campanhas e ações de gestão de vegetação. O módulo de alocação, onde você pode alocar e despachar as equipes mais apropriadas de uma forma otimizada para a realização das operações de gestão de vegetação. O módulo de acompanhamento, onde você vai acompanhar as ações de gestão de vegetação e coletar evidências da sua realização ou de situações anômalas que possam ocorrer, como, por exemplo, a dificuldade de se conseguir acesso a uma árvore. E, por fim, o módulo de análise, onde você vai analisar todas as informações relacionadas com a gestão da vegetação, permitindo uma melhora contínua dos processos associados. Então, para a gente poder entender um pouco mais sobre a gestão integrada das operações de campo e a gestão de vegetação, vamos mostrar aqui como que ela está estruturada. No centro das soluções da CLEARION, a gente tem o sistema ArcGIS, os sistemas da Azure, onde todos os dados são sincronizados e armazenados. Esse diagrama mostra os aplicativos da CLEARION configurados para atender os fluxos de trabalhos exclusivos de seus clientes. Então, primeiramente temos o módulo, a ferramenta de gestor, o supervisor, que é a ferramenta de gerenciamento. Ela é para uso pessoal da liderança, para eles lidarem com as atribuições de trabalhos, com rastreamentos e com a geração de relatórios. Tem o aplicativo CLEARION, que é para o pessoal do campo fazer o planejamento e execução do trabalho. E trabalhando lado a lado com esses dois aplicativos, temos painéis para gerentes e supervisores para visualizar o trabalho de campo. E falando um pouco mais sobre a aplicação para o campo, o novo app, ele pode ser utilizado de qualquer plataforma, você pode usar dos principais sistemas operacionais e dispositivos do mercado. É muito intuitivo e fácil de usar. Vai minimizar horas de treinamento e de capacitação do seu time. Facilita a adoção pelo time, já que ele é muito intuitivo e muito fácil de se utilizar. Vai simplificar a gestão de mudança das suas equipes, E ele permite que você configure algumas funcionalidades, algumas funções. E ele foi todo desenhado justamente para ser usado no campo. Então, ele é baseado em mapas, tendo todo o contexto espacial que você vai precisar. Ele permite fazer introdução de dados automatizada, fazer atualizações massivas, ter ferramentas de pesquisas e de filtros. E ele é uma aplicação, um app que suporta funcionalidades tanto online quanto offline. Bom, espero que você tenha gostado um pouco do que você viu sobre a CLEARION. Se você quiser saber mais sobre a CLEARION, eles estão presentes nas principais redes sociais, como Facebook, Twitter e LinkedIn. Fique à vontade para procurá-los. E agora vamos para o que interessa, vamos para o que vocês estão esperando. Vamos ver como o UVM pode ajudar a sua empresa. Espero que vocês gostem da demonstração. Até mais.
Thank you for the opportunity to show you the new CLEARION app. The CLEARION app is cross-platform on iOS, Android, and Windows 10. It can be installed from each of these platforms' respective app stores. After installing, the user will sign in with an Esri named user license hosted by ArcGIS Online or ArcGIS Enterprise. The app reads the named user credentials and will show a different view and different data depending on the user's permissions and role. Here, I've signed in as an inspector as part of a pre-planning workflow. I have a list of available work plans or inspections that have been assigned to me. As I scroll down the list, I can select the circuit that has been assigned to me to inspect, and it will open up a view of that circuit. The inspection and circuit I have selected is now highlighted on the map. In this overview, I can see all work that has to be done and some general information. You can see that it's a ground inspection on a 13.8 kV line, as well as a due date and some other key information. Next, I will hit the arrow in the upper right-hand corner to go to the work activity view, where I'll actually start editing the data. In the upper right, I have map controls. I can zoom to my current location using GPS with the crosshairs button. I'm off the extent of the screen up in the United States, so there you can see my little blue dot all in space. But if I open up my list of work, I can select a specific pole and zoom to that pole's location. As well, in the lists, I have maybe other information and the spans that I can inspect. Let's deselect the pole, select a span, and zoom to that. Zooming in on the span, I can now toggle on my satellite imagery. We have multiple base maps available, although satellite is of course one of the most useful, and we also see other remote sensing products get involved as well. Zooming in here, I can see more context around that span. Span-by-span planning may not be as precise as planning out work tasks one at a time. However, it's quicker, easier, and can be more effective in areas where utility asset data isn't quite as accurate. Here, I can select multiple spans at once and quickly authorize them for work. I can fill out a bulk update information about them, such as the generic crew type that might need to be used on it, and maybe general hours for the whole set of spans. Bulk updating is core CLEARION app functionality and can be configured for a wide variety of workflows, not just spans. Alternatively, we can also plan work one span at a time. This span, as we can see in the satellite imagery, might have more vegetation overgrowing it. Here, I can hit the pencil to open up a detailed form. In the detailed form, I can see more information such as the start and stop structure, and then I can fill out more information about this span. The inspector, the date, the type of equipment needed, and then hours and quantity for each one. I can also add detailed notes. You'll notice in this form, some of the information is not entirely localized, such as the date. This could be localized for a Brazil-specific release of the application. I will save my changes, mark the span as authorized, and that work can then be ready to be passed along to the crews. In addition to the spans workflow, we also support more precise planning workflows. Here, the planners can lay out specific work locations, areas, or lines, and go on a property by property, pole by pole basis. I already put these in the map, but here, let's add another location in. I'll hit the green Add Task button, zoom in to the area in question, switch my template to the work location, and then start filling out a detailed form. Here I can specify specific information about the type of work needed, such as a tree removal. It will automatically populate out a related code and the type of equipment needed. Using our smart form capabilities, I can add in the hours needed, the quantity of removals, a due date, maybe a priority, and other related information. This more detailed form allows planners to really exactly fill out the information needed to pass along to the crews, as well as the location on the map. I can collect the location on the map from my GPS using the crosshairs, or I can just sketch on the map. This is the tree in question we need to remove. Lastly, I can also capture any property information and landowner notification information needed if we need to authorize that with the landowner. Additionally, I can also add an attachment. This could be a photo, PDF, or I could actually take a picture with my device's camera. When my work is done, I will hit submit, and you can see the point appear on the map. I will hit the red exit button, and now I can select that point on the map or in the list. Lastly, I can select all of the work that I have planned and bulk update it and either mark it as refused or authorize the work to be ready to be passed along to the crews. Here you can see another pop-up with different information related to the specific work tasks. I'll just hit authorized to complete our pre-planning workflow. This concludes our demo of the planning functionality in the CLEARION app. Today we showed span by span and work task by work task workflows. We definitely see other types of workflows in vegetation management, such as storm response or workflows that even skip pre-planning entirely. Because of the configuration abilities of the app, we can readily adjust the app to meet your business and workflow needs. For example, a lot of the localization into Portuguese you see here was achieved through our configuration framework and not by releasing a new version of the app. Next, we'll show how the work that's been planned can be dispatched out to maintenance crews for work completion tracking. So let's pretend that I'm now a different person on the different side of the city and that I'm a crew leader or general foreperson working at a third-party contractor. Our application allows the planning process to be digital as well as the work completion process for a true end-to-end digital platform. Bring your own device solutions are really common. We do support those through our App Store installs. And we also see plenty of people use mobile device management or MDM solutions as well. Additionally, you can protect what data is editable at every stage of the process. And because the users are signing in with those Esri named user accounts, and the app knows that account and knows their role, the editing access that a crew leader has it can be really restricted if you want. So here you can see that as a crew leader, I have a list of work groups instead of inspections. They're still divided up by circuit, but now I'm only going to see the works that has been assigned to me. And that's a really key point. we have contractor filtering. So one contractor will not see the work that another contractor has. They have their own different maps and lists of work. So I'm going to open the work group on the same 0701 circuit that we've been working on and planning on before this. And I just want to stress that point again, that the work that the contractor is seeing in the map is truly filtered just for their contractor, or sometimes, as we've deployed it, only their specific crew group within a contractor. Looking at the map here, you can see the spans and work tasks in blue that I planned earlier, as well as some other ones. That's the work that's been assigned to me. I don't see any of the other spans that the inspector hasn't planned and hasn't pushed out to the contractors through a bulk update. The work group's in progress, and instead of being able to edit a lot of any of this information, it's all locked to me. In the top half, I cannot edit the information about the work group, only the utility can do that. But I still have the same general functionality and look and feel. So I'll now hit the arrow in the upper right-hand corner to advance to the work activity view. In the work activity view, I have the same map and tabs that as we saw in the assessment or planner configuration. However, some of the information I'm seeing is a little different. And I'm seeing a different set of statuses, a different set of the workflow. I'll zoom in on the spans that I had planned earlier and have now been assigned out to my crew. And I'll start by selecting them on the map, and you can see them select in the list. First, I can assign those out to one of my crews. Let's say that I'm a general foreperson, I'm assigning out to a crew leader, or it can be kind of a self-assigned process. We see both pretty common. And then fast forward a few hours, I'm done with the work and I can mark it complete. It's just a big blue button, keeping it really simple. And you can see that the date and username are automatically captured. These data automations ensure the accuracy of the data being collected in the field. The username is coming from the Esri named user account. The date is coming in automatically and adjusts to the time zone and all of that as well. And it's a really simple big button process. If the crews need to see more information about the spans, they can, of course, select a span and open up the detailed form to see more information about it and see what maybe the notes the planner has written in. But generally speaking, it's all about clicking a big button and keeping it as simple as possible. I will now switch to the Tasks tab, and let's pretend we're doing more of that detailed pre-planning workflow. In this, we usually see the crews needing to use maybe more of the details and really dig into that detailed form, including at the bottom, let's say maybe this is a post-storm or reactive work. We can also add a URL linking out to a directions application, so they can use that to navigate to a location of interest. Once again, since my GPS isn't turned on, I'll stick with leaving it selected in the list. Zooming to my selected item by pressing the magnifying glass in my map controls, and now I can see the work that I planned earlier, and this using the more in-depth planning process. Once again, it can be as simple as selecting items in the map or in the list and marking them complete, capturing the date and username in the process. Because the user and date are being automatically captured, you know who is accountable for each step of the process, whether it was the planning, assignment, or work completion. In some workflows, crews also need to add on work as they go that maybe a planner missed. This is, of course, configurable based on your business needs. Much like the planner, they can hit the Add Task button and have the ability to sketch in a work location or work area as needed and have a really simple form and just enter some key information about it, about the work they completed. So let's just say that it's another type of work, fill it out. It's automatically coming in as complete. So when I submit this work, it will be blue in the map and already going on to the next status. While I won't be showing it today, the concept of status in our configuration framework allows for multiple rounds of auditing as well. We often see contractors doing an internal audit where the GF has to approve the work marked complete by the crew leads, maybe like a GF approved status, and then multiple rounds of quality control or auditing, sometimes even including the utility. Because of our robust configuration framework, we can add in as many steps to this workflow as needed throughout the process depending on the folks you are actually deploying in the field. Last but not least, I want to talk about taking data offline. So far in our demo, we've been working in our default online connected state. Changes you make and save are automatically synced back up to the feature services powering the application. And users will be able to see their crews work in near real time. However, a lot of people also need to take data offline in areas where there is no internet or cell coverage. In our application, this is a one-click process where they can hit the download button on a work group and it will just take the data they need offline. So I'll hit the download button here. I'll confirm I want to take the package offline and it will begin to download. When I'm done taking the work group offline, I'll hit yes, and you can see that it really has only taken what I need. It's taken the extent of the circuit, the background lines and poles, and the work tasks associated with it. But I don't have to zoom in, zoom out, pick and extend, or any of those details. It just takes with it what I need with one tap. When you're offline, the download button is replaced by a synchronize button so that when you do go back into service, you can push your changes back from your device to the main database. So in conclusion, what you just saw today is our standard utility vegetation management configuration of the CLEARION app. While that includes planning, work completion, spans, and work tasks, and quite a wide range of functionality, it really is just scratching the surface of what our robust configuration framework is capable of. We have several clients already in production that leverage quite different workflows, such as asset management, storm response, and so on. Additionally, we are constantly adding new functionality to our application. So if there's something that you don't see in here today that you would like to see in the future, please let us know, and it might make a release soon enough here. I'd like to give a big thanks from all of us at CLEARION for your time today, and we look forward to working with you in the near future to transform your utilities vegetation management.